Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the Failsafe Fitness Golf Show. My name is Michael Joshua. I am the owner and director of Failsafe Fitness Limited. We do golf performance, personal training, strength and conditioning, nutrition and weight management. If you do require any of those services, please use the links in the description down below and I will get in contact with you and we will get all of your needs sorted. Can't believe 20 weeks have already gone by of this year. We've only been open for a couple of weeks in terms of golf performance at Himley Hall Golf Centre, but I have been giving students lessons all the way through the year. If you're new here, welcome to the show. You're about to hear me ramble on for the next 30 to 40 minutes about what's gone on in the world of golf over the last week or so, what's going on here at Failsafe Fitness, and some tips of what you can do to improve your golf game and your swing. So as always, folks, please like, subscribe, and share. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be announcing some big news for not just the show, but for the company as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that and your ears pinned back too. So, as always, we are going to get into what I've been doing for the last week. And I'm going to be honest, I've seen a few things. I've seen a couple of posts on YouTube. I've seen a couple of posts from friends. I've seen a couple of posts from other people as well about the handicap system. And nothing of it. I've not played very well golf courses in, no, it's playable, but not brilliant condition. I've shot a 44, a 45, and a very dismal 53, which for someone after 11 handicap is pretty bad. But I lost 5 golf balls in one round, so there's 10 shots. Mainly due to the extremely long rough we're having to deal with at Himley because it hasn't gotten down yet. But a 53 is absolutely abysmal. I didn't hit a single fairway all afternoon. This is just for 9 holes too, so that's a 106. That is, I mean, in terms of my playing ability, that is the worst score I have shot in almost 4 years, which is harrowing. And because of that 53, my handicap has gone from 11.4 to 12.4. It's gone up an entire shot. What I've seen on YouTube is a lot of people going the other way. You know, they've played some decent golf courses, blah, 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 whatever they may be, and they've shot around, 5, 6 over par, so the shots, they're around about 80, and they've actually been cut 5, 6 shots. I mean, I think the average golfer was one of them. Welsh guy on YouTube. His channel's interesting. I dip in and out of his channel, if I'm honest. Actually said he went from a 9 handicap down to a 1. They knocked like 8 shots off his handicap, which is crazy. So yeah, as a handicap secretary of the golf club of a golf club and looking at the handicap system and the changes they've made, I don't understand some of it. I've put 2 scores in, a 45 and a 53. The first one's not too far away from, I should be shooting around a 42, 43 anyway. The 53 is a blip, but my handicap's shot up by a shot. I don't think it should have changed that much, but, whatever. I've been to the range today. I've played 3 rounds. I've played a round. I've warmed up. I've played a round on the simulator, shot 45. Then I've played around with just irons because I really struggle, like 5, 6 iron. I was really struggling to get them launched, get them off the floor. Hopefully think I found the fix for that. Driver was just left. Found a fix for that. So I shot a 45 first round. I hit a few shots, did a little bit of practice again. And back onto the simulator. Irons only, shot 48, which considering, I'm losing 50 to 100 yards in terms of just hitting a 5 iron. 5 iron goes about 170, 170, 175 for me. I'm not particularly fast. But 5 iron, 170, 175, got round in a 48, and then did a little bit more practice, a couple of things, a couple of drivers, went back onto the simulator for a third time. So I've shot 45, and then irons only 48, and then I've gone and shot the 40, 4 over par, which is to my handicap on the simulator. And that simulator is taking into account the very first one. It was a 60-yard uh, radius, so 60 yards would give you 3. So there's probably a couple of shots in there that I could have had back, and the 53 was the 48 was probably about right. So I found something, I've worked on it, and hopefully that's fixed for this weekend. There's a comp coming up, so it's going to be good. And it's our first comp of the year, and we are almost into June, so that's exciting. But yeah, that's been my week. New clients. I think Short Game Sundays went relatively well, with 4 people coming out of the 10. Interesting. I hope everybody learned something. I've had a couple of very regular clients who are just trying to dial in their short game a little bit, overthinking things. When they don't overthink it, they do well. And a couple of new clients who I've given some more ideas on rotation. They one was a bit of a flicker, and one was a chicken winger. So when you get used to hitting an 8 iron off the back foot, being introduced to a new thing and a new way of turning your body, it takes a little bit of time to get used to. And I think inside 30 to 50 yards, you should be hitting greens, um, and dialing in the rotation of the upper body rather than trying to flick. Feeling a flick is bad because that's where you hit it thin, you hit it fat, you'll pull it, you'll top it. So just being able to set those wrists and rotate the chest to target, and dialing in that speed, that turn, is much more consistent than it is. And we'll get into rotation a little bit later on. Yeah, so it's been good. It's been a fun week. It's been a fun weekend. It was a long Sunday. Greenkeeping from 6 till 10, and then doing the Sunday short game from half 10 till about half 11, quarter to 12. Grabbing something to eat and going out and playing 9 holes. I was pretty tired, and the golf course was not pretty friendly. Um, I'm hoping this Sunday I can change a few things, and I can go out and perform a little bit better. But yeah, it's been good. Thank you to everybody who's coming. And as we'll get into it now, Short Game Sundays, you can book via the played.com website. So if you go into Golf England, getting into golf, I have sessions on there every Sunday, £10 a head, maximum of 10 people. This week's going to be all about um, ensuring that you get over hazards and the flop shot. So that high shot, that the drop and stop, and of course getting over hazards. So a lot of people, a couple of 2 or 3 of them in this Sunday, were concerned about hitting shots over bunkers or over water, the front of a green, over streams, like our third hole at Himley. It's about 20-ish yards, 20 to 30 yards from the ditch in front of the bunker to the green. And they see that and they just fear. And obviously the bunker as well is in front of it. So they've got to carry 10 or 15-yard pitch to get it to the front of the green. And then it's about a 20 to 25-yard pitch depending on where you're coming from. And we dialed that in, I think, towards the end. New clients were getting the idea of being able to control pace, and it's beautiful to see. So working on that little shot to take the fear of dumping it in the sand or topping it into the ditch It's a great session. Come and join me 10:30 a.m. at Himley Hall Golf Centre. You can either book via the Played website on Golf England, or you can book online via the links in the description below. Also, as well, promotion for me. I'm doing 5 for 4 right the way through till the end of, well, I'm going to say the end, till the 1st of August. So from right now till the 1st of August, you can buy 5 lessons for the price of 4. So that's £80 for 5 lessons. You've got 90 days to use them. So 5 lessons, you have one every week. You can have one every other week and you've got 3 months to get them in. Again, links in the description, book online, all my contact details there as well. Get in touch with me, book yourself in. I can sort that out for you. And that's pretty much what's going on with the business and what I've been up to this week. So let's take a look at where the big boys and girls are playing this week. So if you follow the show, we look at obviously Live, the Ladies European Tour, DP World Tour, LPGA Tour, and PGA Tour. Couple of letdowns this week. DP World Tour is on a break, so there's no DP World Tour, and Live don't have an event until I think it's the first or second week of June in Houston. We have just the Ladies European Tour, the Amundi German Master, not the Amundi German Masters. I tell a lie, it's the LPGA that's got a week. I'm getting my week confused. Listen to me. I do apologise. So obviously, Live, they're out in Houston in June. Ladies European Tour are at the Jabra Ladies Open, which is at the Evian Resort in France, with €300,000 on the line. The DP World Tour, it's the Sodal Open in Antwerp, Belgium, with $2.3 million in prize money. The LPGA Tour is the one that doesn't have anything. Obviously, their next event is the US Open next week. And obviously, after the Cognizant and what have you, they're taking a little bit of a break to get prepped for that. And the PGA Tour are actually at the Charles Schwab Challenge in Fort Worth, Texas. $9.1 million is up for grabs there. So yeah, very interesting week. I think what's come out of the European Tour as well, which I'll get into in a minute, has been very interesting. And as I say, I do this every week. Please like, subscribe, and share. The more people listen to the show, the more it's going to benefit you listeners and you clients. So let's talk about what happened last week. Xander wins. It was the craziest PGA I think I've ever seen in my life. Xander the week before gets beat by Rory McIlroy. On that Monday, Rory McIlroy files for divorce. Xander's still up there at the PGA. Friday morning, my condolences to the family. Someone gets killed at Valhalla. And then there's a big kerfuffle over something about Scotty Scheffler was trying to get into the course about 3 hours before his tee time. One policeman said, yeah, go ahead. Another policeman said, no, what are you doing? You're not a golfer. Stops him, mounts the car. Scotty gets arrested, comes back and plays his second round. I think a lot was on his mind. I saw a video on YouTube before about this. Eyewitness accounts are now coming about, and there's been a very big misunderstanding from what they say is that one end of the queue of traffic was being told they could go, and Scotty, being a player, was told he could go. And then once he got to Valhalla, the gates, it all went a bit, Pete Tong. So yeah, whether that's going to be uh, whether the charges that they put up are going to hold, I don't know. I don't think they are. But big congratulations to Xander Schauffele. He was an absolute superstar. And I think moving forward, breaking his duck with the majors, he was due a big win. He'd been playing well and his form was with him. It wasn't a particularly tough golf course, I think weather conditions helped a little bit. Um, but, Bryson DeChambeau again proves that he's one of the few players. And Koepka was all right. Ram missed the cut. So him going to live has not done him any favors. Him not playing a lot of golf has not done him a lot of favors. Um, but I think Ram, DeChambeau, Koepka, DJ, and Bubba are the only five guys I really miss not seeing on the PGA Tour. And a couple of those didn't even make the cut. So, but it was good to see Bryson back playing well and in contention. So for me, that was fun. I don't hate live golfers. I just hate live as a product. Uh, love that or hate that. I think the way they've done it is so. I don't mind the 54 holes, but the team element and the no cuts and the no punishment for not making a cut has basically screwed all the big guys out of getting world ranking points, even if it was only 50% world ranking points. Um, it really has done a number on those players. They've banked their money. I'm sure they'll come to some kind of agreement, but yeah, not good. So yeah, PGA Tour, the PGA Championship was just insane. What was going on with the weather and Scheffler and Schauffele and DeChambeau playing well and Rory getting divorced. It was nuts. I mean, the flip side of that is Rory allegedly spent 10 to 14 million pounds on building a house back in the UK or somewhere. And now obviously that's all gone a bit Pete Tong as well. So yeah, well done, Xander. A great event, and I'm pretty sure he'll be enjoying that. We all know how much he likes to drink and a cigar. um, yeah, and the final little bit I want to get into this week is something. It was a meeting at the DP World Tour on the 15th of April, 2024, and it's finally come fully out. And it leads into what I said last week. So if you didn't listen to the show last week, go take a listen. My tip of the week wasn't tip; it was just the 5 etiquette things that I like to see from golfers. So the 5 things, I'll just quickly go through them. You're only as fast as the slowest member of your group. Um, so if the slowest member of your group's only hitting it 30, 40 yards, and you're having to wait for him to hit 4 or 5 shots, let the groups behind play through, because by the time you've caught up, they'll be out your way. Quite easy. Raking your bunkers, raking the footprints out of bunkers, which is a greenkeeper. It is the most annoying thing in the world on a Sunday morning for me to be going around making the course look perfect, and then 3 hours later when I'm actually playing, to see that every single rake that's near a bunker has either been walked round or walked over to hit a shot and then completely ignored. Um, the third one was repairing pitch marks. I mean, 93 pitch marks I repaired as a greenkeeper that morning, and I probably repaired about the same again 3 hours later when I went out. And a lot of people say, well, it's my job. No, it's not my job. I mean, who is putting the one specific green? There was 8 pitch marks inside 3 feet. So they've hit decent enough shots in there. Who's putting through their pitch marks? Who wants to try and do the volcano roller coaster through a pitch mark to get the ball in the hole? Yeah. And yes, I know, municipal golf course, I'll hold my breath, but etiquette is something everybody needs to do. You've got to think about what you would do as a player and what you would do as a person. And clearly, at some points during The weekend warriors just don't care. And that's the biggest problem with golf. Um, Number four was obviously if you're in that group behind, don't go hitting into that group because that just starts a whole bunch of problems. Worst case scenario, you go and you ring the clubhouse and you get someone to say, look, there's a group in front. They're not letting anybody through. There's now two, almost three sets of people backed up on tees waiting for these. And the club then should respond. Um, but this is what leads into this story from the DP World Tour is the shouts of four. Now, four left, four right, whatever. And the DP World Tour are set to sanction players starting this weekend in Belgium for not shouting four. So both caddies and players have been warned if they're sending, I mean, the speeds that they reach, you're talking, 170 to near 200 mile an hour ball speeds with driver. And they're sending, if it's going beyond the ropes, they are at liberty under Rule 1.2 Code of Conduct that they are conduct of all players is expected etiquette in the rules of golf. So there are no predefined sanctions, but individual cases will be looked at, and if there are multiple offenders, it could be anything from a small fine to potentially being banned from an event or future events, um, depending on how serious your offences are. So if the professional game are taking shouts of four seriously, everybody in the world of golf, whether you're an amateur or a professional, should be taking it seriously. If you don't know where your ball has gone or you don't know where your ball is going, prevention is better than cure, because once you've put a ball over a tree and it's clunked someone on the head, it's too late to say sorry, because the professional and etiquette thing to do is shout for, let people know what the hell's going on. There's a rogue ball in the air. People can take cover and prepare themselves. So please do that. If the professional game are taking it seriously, so should you. And that's my last news story from this week. That really caught my eye because it led in from last week. And talking, if you want to go and have a read, this will also help. I've had a few. I deal with a lot of my clients are either young, sort of 18 to 25-year-olds who've spent a lot of time sitting in school and a lot of time sitting playing PlayStations and iPads and Xbox boxes. So they have no hip movement. Or at the other end of the scale, they're 60 plus, have sat at desks for a long, long time working. Doctors and what have you have been working in an office, just sat typing away, so the hips aren't getting mobile. And now they're playing golf and they're static. So what I've done this week on the blog, so failsafefitness.weebly.com, that's the blog site. Go and take a look at some hip strengthening exercises, which is also going to give you some hip mobility as well. There's 12 exercises in total. There's a little program at the top, and there's a small description of each one of those exercises and how to do them. Go and take a look. So if you're struggling with hip mobility or hip strength, then these are perfect. You can get it done 20 minutes, half an hour. You can do a couple of sets of each and be on your way, and it'll help you massively in your golf swing. And talking of helping you massively in your golf swing, we are on to the bit I love the most. And this is something leading again from the lessons I taught on Sunday and some of the lessons I've already taught this week, is rotation. And you'll hear a lot of commentators talk about rotation. So if you look at someone like John Ram, he's got a very short backswing, but because of his club foot, he doesn't really rotate. The lower body rotates a little bit, but he has this massive turn in his chest. He turns his chest away from target and then rapidly turns his sternum to target and drives the hands down, arms through, and we all know John Ram could nuke a golf ball. So that short backswing into a massive rotation front swing generates lots of power, lots of energy, and stripes it all day long. So that's one. So we know he's seen, because of his club foot as a child, and his swing is now shorter than what it was when he was playing amateur golf and college golf, collegiate golf in the US. His swing is much shorter now. He used to be almost what we would call a three-quarter swing, a 10 o'clock kind of a swing, and now he's down at about 8 o'clock. In terms of the clock face, he's down at about 8 o'clock. 8, maybe 9 o'clock at most with a driver. And he's just using his rotation of his chest. Tiger Woods, very similar. He can't rotate out of that left leg, but his arms, his upper body, is so jacked now because he's hit a lot of shots with it just rotating his chest. So a lot of his power is being generated by his upper body. And this is something I'm trying to get into my clients, because I have a couple who are going into the short backswing but not rotating through the ball. So I don't mind how short a backswing can be, as long as you're rotating through the ball correctly to square the club face. So, but sometimes when you get short, you get a little bit too short and you get a little bit snappy. So you don't rotate into that backswing, and you fully don't rotate out of it because you're too quick from the top, and you don't close the face because you come inside thinking you're being short, and then you don't return the club face. So these are going to be 3 little tips that are going to help you with your rotation in your backswing. The first one, you're going to need some kind of a band, or if you've got one of those stretchy hoses, the flexi hoses, garden hoses, if you've got one of those, great, you can use that. If not, you can use a large rubber band, or a rubber band you can cut in half. But these little bands, you could probably pick them out of the middle aisle at Aldi or Lidl. You can even get them in Tesco's if you look, or Argos. Anywhere between £5 and £10, you can get yourself a multitude of these bands, and all you want to do is attach the band to the door handle of any door in your house, as long as you've got room to turn. And all you're going to do is you're going to hold that in your hands, and you're just going to rotate away from the door. So this is backswing. So you're going to feel that tension. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see your lead shoulder. I want you to rotate that lead shoulder as far as you can to your chin. So it might be that you only get about a quarter of the way, so it's pointing about 45 degrees from where it was. And this exercise is going to help you feel you rotate through, rotate back into your backswing. And then what you're going to do, you're going to do about 10 of those. You're going to turn around, and then you're going to. So the first one, I want you to be nice and slow and create lots of turns. So turn your sternum, your chest, your nipples away from the door. So if you're like me, I'm looking at my door now. If I had it around the door handle, I'd be facing a wall. So I basically want to turn my chest away from that wall as much as I can. Then you're going to turn around. And then this time, I'm going to want you to pull as hard as you can. And you're going to feel this. So I want you to feel like your chest is rotating. Hold it in your golf swing. Rotate as fast as you can, because that's going to be your downswing. You're into your lead side, and you're going to want to rotate that chest. So you're turning the chest away from the band, and that's going to cause, obviously, going to stretch the band. So those two exercises are going to help you feel your rotation. You're going to see the rotation away and feel the power that you need to put in, the effort you need to put in to rotate through the ball. That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, you are going to stand up against the wall. You're going to put your fist behind in the middle of your back, and you're going to be a fist away from the wall. So your fist will be on the wall and it'll be on your lower back. And then you're going to take your golf swing position. So about a fist away, and whichever your lead side is, I'm a right-handed golfer. So my lead side is my left bum cheek, is my left leg. What I want you to do is I want you to put your arms on your shoulders, and I want you to rotate, but I want you to feel that as a right-handed golfer, obviously other way around if you're left, and a rotation exercise, arms are crossed, hands are on your shoulders. You're going to turn away, turn into your backswing, rotate, feeling that chest rotate, and I want that right bum cheek on the wall. And then as you come down and through to your swing, I want that as quickly as you can. So right bum cheek on the wall, and as quickly as you can, left bum cheek. So that's going to help the hips turn. If the hips turn, the shoulders turn, and the arms come with it. Because if the hips don't move, hence going back into the hip exercises on the blog, if your hips don't mobilize, then the upper body, the torso, can't mobilize. Because, and this is something I saw from Costas and McCord, as with John Ram, he had that club foot. So he only rotates into his backswing to about 8 o'clock, and then power just piles the power on through the ball, which is great if you've hit a million balls. But if you just struggle with mobility, increasing your mobility in your hips and using the banded rotations to increase your speed through the ball and your rotation away from the ball, your width, as a lot of people call it, especially with a driver, you can help generate some more speed, improve your contact, and gain some distance. So by doing these exercises, you are going to train your body to be able to come into that right side and quickly out into the left, turning those hips, turning the chest to target, and sending that club through the ball faster and hopefully farther. And the third and final thing, and it's something I've found that's helped so many, especially the young ones that have hip issues and the older ones that have very similar hip issues in terms of mobility, is I like to call it the penguin feet, the happy feet. So being able to rotate in and out, a lot of people I've taught recently have very square feet. So they're opposite to clubs going to their left, but their feet are dead flat, and they don't rotate because their feet are so static, and they don't have a lot of mobility in their ankles. They can't get in and out. So by penguining your feet, it allows you to get into your trail side and out into your lead side a lot easier. So the third tip of the week, if you do struggle with your hip mobility and you struggle with your rotation, start by standing a little bit taller, a little bit more chest proud, as I like to call it. And instead of having just flat square feet to target, just turn your toes out, penguin them. I know I'm not saying completely like happy feet either side of your body, because that's going to hurt, but just a little touch. And if you look at the likes of John Daly, as he's got older, you've seen his left foot. He's still got the high hands and the overswing. The club head's past his left shoulder in his backswing, but his lead foot, his left foot, is now more splayed open than what it was when he was at Crooked Stick in '91, mainly because he's 33 years older, as am I. So being able to get into that lead side and generate the power to get out of it, he can hit the ball a mile. So just opening those feet a little bit. So set your feet a little open. It's going to allow you to have a little bit more movement and make your golf swing a little bit more free flowing, and hopefully allowing you to create some more rotation into your trail side and get out of that trail side quicker, generating some more speed and some more distance. And that pretty much sums up the podcast for this week. I hope you've enjoyed listening. Go take a look at the blog, go take a look at the 544, and also don't forget the MyProtein and bulk link in the description. If you're not a member of either of those two companies, there's some nice discounts there for you to use. MyProtein and bulk I've used for, it's got to be close to 15 years now. For one thing and another, I do like bulk powders. They've got a multivit that I like to take that's got everything in, which is awesome. MyProtein do a wonderful hydration drink that keeps me going through the summer. So it's got BCAAs and all kinds of electrolytes in that keep me healthy and alert and hydrated, especially during the summer months whilst I'm out playing golf and whilst I'm out in the sunshine working too. So I recommend go and grab yourself some of these, some amazing flavors. Go and do that. It'll be good. Thank you for listening once again. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you all next week. Have a good one. Enjoy the tips. Go get yourself some bands. Get yourself some more rotation. Be good, everybody. Michael here at Failsafe Fitness. Have a good one. Bye-bye.